Oh, hello. How's everyone doing? What's happening? What's going on? What's popping? What's cracker lacking?
What's going on, peoples? This is a very low energy day for me today.
I'm gonna say it was it's like what was the thing with the low, it was like low energy mouse, and you're like, hey, how's everybody doing? And the mouse is like, hey.
Listen, that is where I am right now. I'm exhibiting the H in our title because I'm being human today and I'm letting a lot of shit bother me. Some work shit, some personal shit. This Eric shit is just, is getting on me. And
you're only human, of flesh and blood, a man.
Listen, this is where we are today, and this is how I'm feeling, and this is what we got going on. And then on top of that, I put on one of my motherfucking comfortable motherfucking onesies, and the motherfucking zipper wants to give me guff. So I gotta change the
fucking guff and zippers and shit.
Ugh, like it's doing this waving thing where it's going up and down, and so when you go to zip it, it doesn't connect. And so if I zip it up, there's a hole in it, and I'm trying to push it back together, and so it's like, listen, there's some quick, easy fixes to it, but right now, I'm not in the mood right now. So I'll probably wind up throwing. I can easily replace the zipper, which I don't feel like it because I got to buy a long head zipper, but that's fine. But just I don't feel like
you home by yourself. You know what? You're afraid for your cat to see your naughty bits.
Listen, her naughty, nosy ass. Whenever I try to go to the bathroom, she's at the bottom of the toilet, like, what's going on? What's this? What's that? I'm like, could you move? Like I'm trying to pee. Like I don't bother you when you're in your litter box. Like, let me come into my litter box and do what I need to do.
Close the door.
I do that, but sometimes, at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, if I got to get up and go to the bathroom, she's up and she's like, hey, what's going on? Where are you? What's going on? What's this? What's going on?
You know what, Tyra? And did.
Man, songs human thinking Jeffrey Osborne.
and did.
Yeah.
And might do it again.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Miss Sugar Snap, who thank you for reaching out for me. You have no idea of how on time that message was. I just want to let you know that. We'll talk after this, but I'm going to share some other shit in here, but we will talk after this. Tyra, always a pleasure, love. I saw you up at the Black Degree Factory, and I was like, so that's what we doing now? We can't even let them know you're gonna be up on the Black Degree Factory campus or something. Now, not that I was there.
Was it homecoming weekend or something?
Yes, it was last weekend.
Okay, because Fam's homecoming is this weekend, and I was like, a part of me is like, it would be cute to go back as like a grown person with money and shit, but it's Tallahassee, so yeah, I'm over it.
Listen,
the idea passed through my brain, and dipped right on back.
Right, Tyra, wasn't gonna be there because I said that then. I was like, it's too much crap going on with these homecomings lately, and I wasn't trying to be in the middle of it. And I love people.
They be shooting.
Yeah, they be shooting. I love people, but I love me more, and so I don't want to have to trample on nobody trying to get out of places. Now, I'm gonna reach back for certain people, and but I'm gonna be in the front, reaching back. Like I'm not trying to be backwards. So, but I saw all the pictures that you were posting. So cute. I was here for it. I was definitely here for it. I appreciated it, and I think you had a moment with you because you were a legacy, I believe, and I thought there's a picture of you, like paying homage to your mom. I believe that's what it was. But yeah, I'm glad that you had a good time out there.
Yes. So happy homecoming for Howard University. And sorry, for the Black Degree Factory. Did I just spill the beans?
I mean, it just is what it is. Come on for a little yak. Come on for a little yak.
Yakety yak, don't talk back.
Right. I'm already on my drink tip today. That's where I'm at right now. I already started. That's where the fuck I'm at right now.
Oh, and your drink is green.
That's because of the sweet and sour mix that's in my lemon drop.
Awesome. So tell us how your week was.
My week was fucking weaky. There's a lot of crap with nonsense from people. Listen, I have realized that there is a significant age difference between me and some of my staff members. Like, I'm literally old enough to be some of their daddies. But I keep forgetting I give them grace to think and feel like they're adults. But then I have to remember, you are 20-somethings. And I'm like, but then it doesn't.
They are adults.
They are, but then it doesn't make sense, some of the stuff that they say and the way they do some things.
Yes. I will just hold on to that and say, listen, I will tell you something that one Ms. Leah M., who was my boss at ICE, used to say. When she had to gather the kids, she called them into her office and had these little white girls crying and these little white boys with these red faces. Meanwhile, I'm like, this is my program. This is all of my stuff. And then when I left, or like me and one other person was like, you feel bad for making them cry? She was like, everybody here is a highly compensated professional.
So, and that's the thing that my director had said to me. She was like, well, wait a minute. She said, let me make sure I back up here. She said, what did she say? She said, fuck, her thought just went out of my head just that quick. What the fuck did she say? It'll come back to me. But I know what it was. She asked me, she said, are you afraid to not be friends with your staff? I was like, I ain't friends with my staff.
I ain't gotta be friends with these hoes. I don't know them like that.
I'm not friends with them motherfuckers, and I really don't give a fuck what they do outside of work. I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't have to sit down and have a conversation with you and talk to me. I ain't friends. I'm your motherfucking supervisor. In fact, I'm really technically not your supervisor. I'm your supervisor's supervisor. But because they're not here, we don't have that person.
The girl that tried to pull the Guam stunt,
baby. So I am her supervisor.
Right.
Who we have already we've already gotten somebody in place for that, but they haven't gotten the okay from HR to start. However, when they do, then I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to take all this shit. I'll be like this. Be like, all of this.
Here you go. This is for you. It's a gift.
This is for you. And because of the fact that she's one of the counselors that I value all of them, but I value her because she has this natural leadership thing that's going on that the counselors defer back to her for a lot of things. So I value that with her because it comes naturally for her. So lots of times that some of the things that go on in the office, they won't necessarily ask me. They'll ask her before they get to me, which is fine because listen, if she's going to take that position, I need y'all to get used to that, fall in line. That's what we're doing. So I value that with her, but
right, Tyra, I'm the girl that approves your paycheck. Exactly. And let's always remember that, and let's keep our relationship within its proper parameters.
Right. And so,
hey, best friend. Hey, Devon. Hey, Desmond.
Oh my God, we got a whole household. Oh my God, Desmond. Devon. Oh my God. Hey, best friend. Everybody's here. Oh my God.
Yes.
And shout out. So shout out to Diva. We was hanging out last weekend for like a hot second. So I always enjoy my time hanging out with when me and Devon and Anani showed up and was there as well. So I enjoyed myself. It was a great afternoon.
It was a gay old time.
It was gay old time. So I enjoyed that.
Good.
But yeah. So I don't know. I just got to get myself together with some of my staff and some of their they're nonsense. And I feel like I've gotten to a point where I think I'm taking some of this shit personal because I understand what their positions are. And I've shared with them very clearly. I was like, I remember being in this position. I was trying to, be empathetic and everything. But I feel like, did you just shit all over me? Is that what you did? Is you just try to shit all over me? Did you try to? Oh, okay. All right. So I'm peeping the way people how they move and that they don't do or that they don't want to do. And I don't know if it's a thing of you say, like, everything has to have an official title. So if we're having a training, what's the official training? If there's a document, where's the official document? Where's the official training charge or charges? Where's the official? Listen.
Okay, girl, if this is the game that you want to play, be careful when you play this game, because two can play this game. And remember, I hold all of the cards.
And so I keep laughing to myself, and I'm like, then it's a thing of like, okay, well, was this approved by such and such? Listen, what you need to know is that it's coming from me, and I've given you something. I don't really fucking care if you ask me any questions, but what I want you to do is just do what the fuck I asked you to do. And then, this whole day will be easy. Just do what the fuck I'm asking you to do. And in fact, I'm not even telling you shit. Like, I always approach my staff and ask them, these are the things I need you to get done. Can you get this done in this week? Or can you get this done by the... I am annoyed for several different reasons, and they are a part of it. My direct supervisor is a part of it. My director is a part of it right now. Because I hate when you ask me to do something and you give me the specifics or all the specs on what you want me to do, and I do it, but then I send you the final copy and we go on and we're doing it. Then you come back to me a whole month later and say, I thought I asked you about this, that, and other. Yes, you did. And at that time it was there. But when you asked me these 7 additional things, there were changes that need to be made. And I sent those to you a month ago. Did you look at the email? Oh, well,
wait a minute. Tyra put it clearly. If I asked you to do something, I'm not asking.
So, yeah. And
that's me being like, if you work for me, hey, Epic, can you do this? That's not a yes or no. That's I'll get it to you by this date. I mean, we're just using polite forms of English, but it's not a request.
That's it. And that's my thing. It's like, I'll ask you and I'll be like, okay, well, listen, I need you to have this completed by Friday. Are you okay with that? That's it. That's it. That's my pleasant side. The nasty side is I have 7 things on my desk that I need to have done. You can take this part. You can take this part. I need all this done by Friday before close of business. Thank you. And that's not even really being nasty, but it's so much easier if I it's okay. We don't have to have any base in it. I'm not flexing. I don't really give a fuck. In fact, I really don't want to manage people. I really don't. I really don't want to fucking manage you all because y'all are a pain in the ass. Because half y'all issues are not even about the work. It's about your own shit.
Right.
Which is okay because we all have shit. We all have shit.
Effie, we all got pain.
Yeah, so, I'm just trying to... I don't know, y'all, but that's been my week right now. That's where I'm at. Something else will probably pop up while I'm sitting there thinking, but that was my week. And I already told you all my energy's a little low today for whatever reason. And I feel like I just had this conversation with the bestie about his situation, and I got some good news, but then I also got some, I got some better news. I should say. Because I think we were in danger of looking at this from a federal standpoint, and it's not at this particular point, but as I was saying,
still a lot.
Yeah, still a lot. And as I was saying to you earlier, I feel like being that person for someone who is in locked up, away, having issues, whatever. You get tired.
You know what they are? Locked up, they won't let me out. Locked up. Sorry, you can go.
I mean, I walked right into it. But it's the please don't ask me 17,000 questions and then ask me to do something with these 17,000 questions, and then when I do it, then I come back and you ask me another 15,000 questions, nigga. You might want to save that for another time because you're getting ready to really burn me out. And if you burn me out, I'm all you got.
Right, you out of gas because I'm the only one taking your fucking phone calls.
And so that's where I'm at. And then, I'm like, nigga, just relax. I don't understand the court system, and I understand that some people may. I don't understand how, one office doesn't seem to know what the other office is doing, and you get one piece of paper.
Girl, it's a bureaucracy, and all them people is out of jail, so they don't really give a shit about you being in jail.
Right. And so that's the issue that I'm having, because you're like, well, could you ask her this and could you ask her that? And maybe I can come home. Sir, nothing is.
Hasn't he been assigned a public defender yet?
Nothing is going to happen tomorrow that's going to end up with you getting let out. Nothing.
Oh no. You should just settle your spirit about. I mean, it's a tough thing to do, but you're just going to have to settle your spirit about that. You're in there for a minute.
So,
and but you need to keep your tones low, manage yourself, and then figure out the lessons that the universe is trying to teach you and how those can apply to the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's so I'm a little annoyed with that. So I've had a moment with that, and I'm getting a little tired. I've been tired, but I'm just getting a little, it's affecting me right now. And then I have some other crap on my desk for work that I need to do. And I just got a lot on my head. So this will probably wear off. This drink is helping a little bit.
It will. Listen, we all need a moment, and I have been there. I'm looking for these Doritos that I got to share with you, because I have got a new ministry.
Wait a minute. Is this a sheer man move? Is that what we're doing?
Oh, it's sheer in certain lights, but it's too dark for it to be sheer here.
Because I was like, you really just bent over and put them cheeks. I was like, is he putting his ass? What is we doing here?
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. That was not my
intention. I'm not saying we saw cheeks, but I'm just saying we could see the line where it stopped, and then it was like, it's sheerer. And I was like, is that what we're doing?
Oh yeah, because it is quite sheer. And when we did that video in Florida when we was all together, it was very see-through. And I did not realize that until after I had already uploaded the video on the interwebs and the TikToks and the whatevers. But it was what it was. I got a few calls behind it. I'll just say that.
Listen, there's nothing I can say, because listen, my ass was out there.
Exactly. See, Deviant feels me. It's giving leader of the cult, but cunt. That is the look that I am 100% going for.
Leader of the cult, but
leader of the cult, but cunt. Yes.
And I don't have anything to say about that, because when I was marching up. Actually, the day I was late getting on the damn bus, and who was I? What was I called? Javier, Jose, whoever. I don't know what the fuck I was. But I told you it was all see-through, and the guy and the girl behind me was like, oh my God, look at him, he got his toes. And the girl said, because I was waiting. I was like, listen, I got my motherfucking cheap shades on. I was like, bitch, I got these flip-flops on. I'm gonna kick them off real quick, because I'm gonna turn around and say something. And the girl was like, well, what's the problem? They match. Everything you got on is blue and white. Like, what the fuck? It matches. Like, what the fuck? Like,
right.
And I was like, that young man saved you from me turning around and having a conversation with you, just so that we're clear.
And then you would have been on the bus fighting, and I was like, shit, now we got to fight a bus full of people.
No.
I'm not gonna let you fight alone. We would have had a talk afterwards, but I'm not gonna let you fight alone.
But listen, this was coming off the ship, walking to the bus. But I wasn't going to fight not there, because we wasn't on American soil. Oh no, baby. Now I might have fought on the ship. That I would have done. I would have fought on that ship. I wouldn't fight on there. Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Right.
But you will not. No, ma'am. You're not going to throw me up in some motherfucking second, third, fourth world country. No, ma'am. No, not me. But enough about me. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, and I appreciate you all just listening to me rant. Sure, I owe you a conversation. We're going to talk about that later on. But that was my week. How was your week, Dominique?
So first thing I have to tell you is that remember I had showed you those hot chips, Paquitos or whatever that I got when I can't seem to find it. I can find them on Amazon, but I can't find them, and I'm not going back to National Airport just to get them because you got to buy a ticket to get them. So I mean, I'll find them eventually, but in the meantime, Doritos has gotten on the bandwagon, and they had these flaming hot limon Doritos. They're not quite they're not life-changing like the other Paquito Dorito imitation joints, but these are still good. So they are an acceptable substitute because they got a little spice to them. They had my sister in her bedroom choking and coughing, but you know, she's a bitch. So, you know, she's a lightweight. So, you know, she be like the little mild hot sauce. She be like, it's so spicy. And I'm just sitting there like, bitch, this isn't even.
Or better yet, it's coarse ground pepper. That's what it is. You're not coughing off a coarse ground pepper.
Exactly. So so that's one. Also, so
side note with that, did you know that ground pepper? It's always better to buy the peppercorns and ground them yourself as opposed to the ground pepper.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Well, no, because what I didn't get was that the ground pepper is all the remaining stuff and whatever they pick up off the floor and everything. That's all the remaining. So it's pepper, but it's also other shit in it. I was like, ooh.
I didn't know that, but that's why I don't ever buy. I always buy peppercorns.
Yeah,
and grind them myself, because when you grind the peppercorn yourself, you're getting all of the pepper oils and stuff, and it's like fresh and everything. And plus, now when I'm cooking, I will grind it sort of fine, but like on a salad, I love the crunch of biting into a cracked peppercorn. So yes,
I just but I do buy ground pepper, especially if I'm trying to cook and do something really fast. And I'm like,
it's never so fast that I can't, you know, do a few grind, because I have an electric pepper mill. You just press the button and it just grinds out a bunch of pepper. So I have a salt mill and a pepper mill.
I'm not at that level where I have an electric, you know. Pepper.
Bougie girl said ground pepper is the smegma.
Right. It really is. It really is bougie. But I usually have a small little box in here just in case for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. But I'm certain that we have no pre-ground pepper in the house.
I like
so
pepper.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
But anyway,
today we had hot cookies because there's a spot in the cash. I was in San Francisco this weekend, so I bought the team hot cookies to shut them up from talking about I never bring them stuff from my trips. And I was like, oh, we ain't friends. We are friendly co-workers. But I was like, you know what? I had bought all these cookies. I was like, my fat ass don't need all these cookies. So let me cut these up in the segments and get them the cookies, except for the bomb ass toffee chip cookie, because y'all wasn't getting none of my toffee cookies. So that's that. So there we go. But as I said,
in my best Stingray voice, it just makes sense. I mean, come on. Like what?
Exactly. And hey, Spesh. So, you know, and Lola joined. You're late, honey, but listen, you got shit to do with your life. You know, you still recuperating in, you know, the fancy hospital with your caftan and your private phone line that allows you to connect to the world.
So hold up. Lola, you rocking caftans up in the joint? Can we send us some pictures, please? Can we understand
I'm just painting a picture. I don't know that that's what actually happened.
Okay, because I saw one picture with her. You put two different pictures, like before and after or something. I remember saying something about that. But Nichelle, I didn't even see you. I saw you out there. I don't think I said hello. Hey.
Right. No, we didn't say hey, Nichelle. Yeah, best friend. You know, you be going on trips and they be like, oh, bring me something back. I'd be like, no, bitch. I don't even bring my real friends shit back, because my real friends be like, bitch, the fuck.
Baby, listen.
Here's what I'm bringing you back. I'm about to give you all of these stories. This is what y'all getting. Y'all getting to live vicariously for all of the shit that I just did over this weekend in the San Franciscos.
Do you know how much money you usually spend on stupid ass gifts and trinkets for people? I used to try to send postcards and magnets and all. Child, fuck that shit. I'm not doing all that. I paid for this trip, so I'm going to enjoy this trip. If I buy myself something, it's because I want it. I ain't getting you.
Right. It's not coffee. It was toffee cookies. So this spot is called Hot Cookie. is right there in the Castro in the middle of the gay neighborhood. And they stay open till like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's kind of like Insomnia Cookies, but whereas Insomnia Cookies are good the first time when you've never heard of Insomnia Cookies. Right. But like the second and third time, you was like, girl, these are just little frozen dough balls that they defrost. Ain't nobody like in the back actually stirring the batter for these cookies. But Hot Cookie, they in the back making these cookies.
Milk and
cookies, exactly. So, all right. So, like I said, so this weekend I was invited to San Francisco by Onyx Northwest, our chapter in San Francisco, to participate in their first ever education weekend. So I taught a class on old guard versus new guard and how those different attitudes affect BDSM and kink relationships. Hey, Trayvon. And then I also did a demo on mummification. So we'll get to that. So I get there on Friday. I had already seen the motel that they had me staying in. So we're going to start there. So we started with using the word motel. Now, I've already said this to the people that organized it. So I am not saying anything. I am not ungrateful that I got a flight and a stay for the weekend in San Francisco. But I told Braylon, I was like, yeah, I would never choose to stay here. He was like, no, but it was a cute spot. And it did what needed to be done. The bed was clean. The shower was very hot. And actually the shower stall itself was like a little shower room with lots of room. Exactly, best friend. I said motel. So we was already like predisposed to not be into it. But
bitch, the phone call, you was like, bitch.
I sure did. I called Epic and I was like, bitch.
Wait, and here I am. I'm like, bitch, he called. I was like, what's going on? He was like, bitch. I was like, oh shit. I was like, God damn it, what's going on?
It was very that. And so I was like, am I gonna have to watch? And I did. When I got back home, baby, all of my clothes went straight from the bag into the washing machine and into the dryer. That was the full thing. And the luggage sat out downstairs for a minute. I checked all of the corners to make sure it wasn't no bed bugs or nothing. But the room was clean. I checked the bed. I didn't see no evidence of bed bugs. Now, the furniture in the room was old as shit. I will say that. The furniture was like a good 30 years old, but sure. All right. So anyway, but let me describe the motel. So 2 stories, like a little U-shaped joint.
This is the motel, like the motel that Martin Luther King was assassinated at.
It's like the Lorraine Motel or like the Ivy City Motel. So in DC. So I was like, this is like the spot in DC, like the Ivy City Motel where the cum dumps go, to have their little sets. And it was because first, let me paint a picture. So, in the movie, when the protagonist has had like something crazy happen to them, it's like the woman who finally got away from her abusive husband, or the only witness to the crime who was at the ATM and she looked right when she should have been minding her own fucking business, and she saw the mobster off the dude, and then now she's on the run all night, and then she goes to the motel and has to like wash her hair and change her hair color and do all of that. This is that motel. So you remember take us to P Valley? This was the motel that Haley went to after she killed her husband.
Ciao. Okay.
So it was giving very that kind of vibe. But it was definitely also the spot where the kids carried on, because when I was checking in, or one of the many times I had to go and get my key card rekeyed, because for whatever reason, it just kept randomly dropping, and I'd have to go back down to get another key. So the first time I did that, this tall black guy was there with this. he was sort of skinny fat. Let's just describe it. A skinny fat white guy. And I was like, this brother is about to fuck the dog shit out of this man.
Not hotel.
Yes, it was very that deviant, very Hotel Cortez. So anyway, so they left, and then so I just I don't really log on too much to any of the apps when I'm in town because Shantae got a man at home, but but I do that when I'm traveling because one wants to have fun. Girls just want to have fun when they travel. So I log on to Sniffy's, or it was Grindr actually, and I see the same black guy and I see the same white guy. And then so like over the course as I'm just chilling or doing whatever I'm doing through the day before I left, and over the next 24 to 36 hours, whenever I would log on to Grindr, the dude would be in the same spot, but there would be another white dude who was, I'm not saying that bottoms have a look, but there was this same dude and
the comments of Dominionomics,
right, and a bunch of different white bottoms. So like I'm on the second floor, this guy's on the first floor, so he's maybe like 10, 15 feet away from me. So he's like literally the next person next to me on the grid. And then next to him was a variety of different white bottoms of varying ages. So I was like, that motherfucker must have stamina like a motherfucker. Because I was like, damn, he fucked like all of these dudes over the course of the night. And I was just like, wow. And I said to myself, I was like, I said to Graylin, I was like, I hope he is making money, because if he's got dick and stamina like that, he need to be charging for that shit. Because I noted at least 7 or 8 different dudes, and he was only in that room for like 24 hours. So it was a lot going on in that room. So
well, I mean, you got to get your money's worth, because over at the Ivy City, you were paying at one point. I'm sorry, before it was Ivy City, you were paying by the hour, and as you went to get your money through that large thick glass window that was probably about maybe 2 inches thick of plate glass,
right?
Yeah, they gave you your key with the with the triangular plastic container.
Right, exactly, Deviant. I'm not saying they have a certain look, but I know one when I see one. So it is very that. So let's see what else. All right. So Friday night, I really had to amuse myself, because the events with Onyx were Saturday during the day, Saturday evening, and Sunday. So I went first to, so the reason that it was convenient, it was so, once I sort of like, am I going to sit on this bed? Am I going to sit on this bed?
Child, that's in a corner
sitting on this bed. And I sat on the bed and I was like, okay, let me look under here. I don't see no evidence or nothing. It was like, okay, I'm still going to watch everything when I got home. But then, so when I come out of my place, out of this hotel, if you make a right, because I'm in the middle of the block on 9th Street. If you make a right and then make a right on Harrison Street, Mr. S. Leather was at the end of the next block, and Leather, etc., was on the one corner. If I came out of the hotel and made a left, and then made a left down Folsom Street, in the middle of that block was the literal Dory Alley or Dory Street.
Wow. Okay.
Next, and then Powerhouse, the other club, is right there. Then like 2 blocks away from that, down that same way, was the San Francisco Eagle. So she was right in the middle of all of the shenanigans. So starting Friday night, I had seen, because I get the newsletter from Mr. S. Leather. They had a customer appreciation party,
right,
from 5 to 8, and they had a clothes check, which immediately let me know. My was like, my shenanigan antennas. See, I did, I did another shenanigan and antenna. So my shenanigan antennas let me know that I should be ready for fun. And I ran into Aztec Daddy there. Well, I knew that I was going to run into him, and I ran into Doc and a couple of the other brothers there, and they were all saying it was like, it's usually a lot more crowded than this. So it wasn't as shenanigan. I mean, there was a couple of people walking around. There was, a little sucky over in the corner, but it wasn't nobody I wanted to sucky with. So I just hang out because it was free. They had free drinks. Like I had a couple of bottles of Prosecco, and they had free beer and wine and all that shit, and little nibbles and shit. So it was fun. It was something to do for a couple hours. Then I came back to the room, changed, went to the Eagle. The Eagle wasn't popping on shit. So I was just like, all right, let me leave the Eagle and go to the Powerhouse. Powerhouse, it was early, so really wasn't nothing jumping at the Powerhouse either. So I went to the Powerhouse, wasn't none jumping over the Powerhouse. So I came back to the hotel, was sitting around in my room. Then like around 11 o'clock, I was like, bitch, I came all the way across the fucking country. I am not about to take my ass to bed. So I got up, put some clothes on, went to the Eagle, hung out at the Eagle because I saw that people was on Sniffies talking about, we're going to fuck at the Eagle. And I was like, where? There was nothing to do there. I was like, all right, so I'm leaving here. Right, because I know what happens at the Powerhouse in the back room. So I went to the Powerhouse, and what was happening at the Powerhouse was happening. So I had lots of fun.
Did you see stars?
No, not then. But I did. I will just say that once again, the men of San Francisco were very, very accommodating.
I mean, listen, you are now a movie star. You are a cultural icon at this particular point. I mean,
I am, but there was no video camera this time. So for those of y'all that don't know that story, right outside of the Powerhouse, because it was at Dory Alley or it was at Folsom in 2018, before it was a year before Sydney died, my gay mama, he sends me a link to a Tumblr video and is like, you should watch this video. And I didn't watch it because it was Folsom, because I'd gone to Folsom as a way to get away from, just like to take a break from the stress of what was certain to be my father's impending death. And he died like a month later, like almost a month to the day after Folsom. But anyway, he had sent me that video like sometime in that middle, and because of the death and everything, I didn't watch the video. So sometime like mid-November, Sydney's like, did you watch that video? I was like, no. He was like, stop what you were doing and watch this video. And it's like a point of view with this guy who had like a camera on his head, or he was either holding it in his hand or doing something. So he's walking through the crowds. And of course he gets in his Tumblr. So he's got videos of somebody getting fisted and, other people getting pissed on or getting spanked or just crowd shots. And then he pans and there is me, full frame, right in the middle, getting my dick sucked. And I'm to the camera, so the person is in front of me, and you just see them like this. And I'm just like, I was mortified for like a quarter of a second, but then I was like,
the fuck? Like,
it is what it is. So anyway, there was no video camera this time, but there was a lot of sucky. There was a lot of sticky. And then so that was fun. And so I left there completely satisfied and got what was the world's blandest quesadilla, because it was a taco quesadilla truck right out front.
How the fuck do you fuck up a quesadilla? Like, how do you?
It was just bland. It was just it was protein. So that was that. So then I get back to my room. Right. So I get back to my room, and at about this is like 2:30, because they closed at 2, so it must have been like 1:30 in the morning, because I had gotten like 4 nuts, so I was just like, I don't need to hang around the Powerhouse much more. Let me go ahead and get this quesadilla, go back to my room. I'm eating the quesadilla. I go to bed. I get up to go pee around 6 o'clock, and then as one is wont to do, you log on. This person is staying in this same hotel. Or this same motel. And he was like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And so I was like, all right, let me just sit here and see what's going on. And he walked in and I was like,
Wow.
Who was it that said that? Was it Lindsay Lohan? I was like, I'm about to murder this pussy. Because baby, he walked in and he was like Mexican or Native American or something, short and slim. And we got to getting it in. And then after I finished the first time, so first of all, he walked in with a paddle.
Oh, well, shit. He was like, bitch, this is what the fuck it is.
Exactly. So I was like, yes. So he knew exactly what he came there for. And so then we had some fun with the paddle and some toys. And then I was like, bitch, I need to go back to bed. And so we have been corresponding ever since then. So then I did my demo, and I had fun at the demo and meeting all of the brothers. And then they had an actual play party as part of their event that night. And so we were at the play party, having a good time. And I spanked one of the brothers.
Not diddly Erder.
Mur diddly Erder. Yes, very that. Mur diddly Erder. And so I spanked the partner of one of our brothers. And then I spanked one of the pledges who was just giving me the eyes like, sir, would you spank me? And I was like,
absolutely. Bitch, your wish is my command.
Exactly. So I'm 100% here for it. And then we all went upstairs, and that it was you remember what was it? Pumping Black Iron, hard and long. I think it was the movie was called
Pumping Iron.
Pumping Iron or Black Iron or something like that. It was one of those videos.
That was Black Workout, I think it was.
Black Workout. Yes, it was like the first Black Workout.
Yeah.
It was literally that video, but everybody was about the age of those people in the 80s. But I was like, this is like the best porn scene I have ever participated in. So I had a wonderful time there. And then the next day, I had to teach another demo on this time on mummification, and she went south almost immediately.
Oh my God.
What went south was the fact that the demo bottom was not the same size as the one that I had. So I had the wrong size stocking, so they didn't really fit. And then so when I did all of the other stuff that I normally do, it didn't go off as I did. And I had to apologize to him profusely, and I'm not sure he has accepted my apology fully, because he ended up getting a little bit more bruised than I mean, he's not bruised for life, but there were things that weren't fully negotiated. And I mean, I'm not saying I assaulted this man, but we talked about this, and since things went south and I tried to get it back on track by doing some of the other things, it ended up not being exactly the way that we had talked about it. Okay. So I own that 100% to him.
Well, and that's a teachable moment too, especially if it was a demo.
100%. And the teachable moment was a sub that was found for me.
Right.
And we didn't, because of the way the weekend went, I didn't get a chance to even like try on the nylons or play with him even like a little bit before the demo. So that just went way off of the rails. But we made it work. People still said they enjoyed what we talked about, what we did or whatever, but it was a teachable moment for me in that I need to be even more crystal clear, because I thought I was about what was going to happen, but not from his perspective. So I need to, especially with someone that's new, because frankly, I don't really engage in much kink play. I mean, yeah, I fuck random strangers when I go out of town, but I don't really play. I know, right? What? But I don't really engage in kink play outside of my primary dynamic. And so all of that's already sort of pre-negotiated. So I was a little rusty with some of the negotiation skills. And I had to, hey, Cortez, and I had to own that, I'm, that, that he did not feel like he had the best experience or whatever. And I don't want to give anyone names or anything like that, but, we are addressing that. And so it was 100% a teachable moment for me. And I'm only telling this story because, you may get into this situation. And if you do something wrong, you have to own that the scene didn't go down like it did. And I tried, and I'm not patting myself on the back, but I made no attempt to say, well, you didn't say, or he didn't say. I said, no, this is 100% on me. This scene went off of the rails and I tried to get it back on the rails. And in doing so, things ended up not how we had planned. And I'm 100% sorry for that. And I will do whatever it is that you need to be whole with that. Shut up, Seven. No one asked you for your commentary, young man.
Hey, Seven.
And so that was that. Fucked a bunch of dudes, fingered an exceptional hole, and then fucked it, and yada yada yada. P Valley, Powerhouse. Oh, so here I am because the weather is cold in San Francisco. It had been 90 degrees.
You right there by the damn wall, you're gonna catch that breeze.
It was just 90. It was 90 degrees just the day before, but the day that I got there, it was like in the the mid to upper 50s. And so I had on this hoodie and these sweatpants in the spot. And so I had taken the hoodie off. And then as the night got more and more excited, I put the hoodie like right behind me. So I'm standing on the wall, fucking a guy, getting my dick sucked or having a good time. And then when I'm finally done, I got that final pump in. And then I went to go grab my shit. And I was like, bitch, where the fuck is my hoodie? Because then I was gonna have to walk with my titties out back to the spot. And I see this other dude, and he had my hoodie, and he was like, "Oh, my friend left this hoodie." I was like, "Is your friend a 52-year-old fat bitch?" I didn't say that, but I was like, "No, this is clearly my sweater and hoodie." So I grabbed my hoodie. So that was the last of that. So I had a wonderful time in San Francisco.
How did you? Oh, you had it up against the wall. It wasn't tied around your waist. Okay, all right.
No, because I couldn't tie it around my waist because then it would have brought, it would have just been in the way. So, and somebody wanted to suck my nipples because I didn't have a t-shirt on under this. So I just took that off. First, I had it like over my shoulder, like I went to Harvard or some shit. But then it fell off, and then it fell behind me, and my pants was down around my ankle, so I couldn't put it in there. So it was this on the wall behind me. And then I vaguely remembered someone saying, "Oh, my butt," because I don't drink like that. But the kids drink and get high. There was some people in there that was high as Cootie Brown. And several people came back and was like, "I left my sweater. Anybody see my sweater?" Or "I left my glasses," or my phone. And I'm like, girl, I don't know about none of that shit. Because my whole clothes, whether they are long pants or short pants, always have pockets and anything. First of all, when I travel, when I know that I'm going to go out to whore or to a back room or whatever, I'm wearing minimal clothing. And I was literally a half a block away from my hotel. So there was no need for me to bring anything other than the room key and my phone. I put that in the fucking pocket that zipped up. And so all that shit stays on me. And I was never, even if I had taken my shirt off, I was never going to take my pants all the way off. My wet pants was always going to be firmly around my ankles. So, but other people just left their shit. And so that he had left some shit behind was not unusual.
I remember somebody that came here to our Eagle and did that and lost their shirt. I was like, "Fuck, did you lose your shirt?"
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, you remember at MAL, old boy left all of his clothes in the room and was so cool that he couldn't remember what room he was in. I was like, girl, you almost got raped by 5,000.
And all you had on was a motherfucking towel. You walk around this whole motherfucking MAL with just a fucking towel on. Bitch, you don't get your ass in this motherfucking bed, let somebody go ahead and dick you down. Bitch, that's what you say. That's what you're saying. Now I believe. Now there's a.
That's exactly what happened to.
There's a part of me that believes that he knew exactly what the fuck he was doing.
No, he was. He had a little too much of a little too many, and so anyway, so
I believe that man knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. Because
and in that case, he got exactly what he looked for.
Well, that's not the question. The question is whether he did do that intentionally, which is what I believe he did, because some people come in specifically with a whole set of things in their mind or in their fantasy. I'm going to do this, and this, while this is.
Our interaction leads me to believe that it was entirely accidental. He was in the room getting busy with some of our brothers, like 5 or 10 brothers, because that was what was going on. And that was like the second time. And the reason he had left our room after getting busy with like a bunch of us and went off with some other brothers and was having more fun with them. And for whatever reason, he decided to leave the room and go get some ice. But then his ass forgot which room he was in. And the only room that he could remember was my room, because my room is literally next to a huge sign that has a picture of Boo and says Onyx on it. So it was easy for him to remember that, because that was the room where his night started in. But our interaction later that night leads me to believe that he did not plan that. But whether he planned it or not, it was a good night. So anyway, I've got some TikToks and some fun things to share with the kids. So
come on, TikToks. We have no volume. Oh wait, yeah, we do.
You got any seasoning I can borrow? Thank you.
To the point. Okay, I'm not done talking yet. You will speak when I'm done.
Oh, honey.
Girl, security. Till the point. Okay, I'm not done.
First of all, the funniest part of that is that mustache that fucking RuPaul had.
Yeah, we got to start from that. It's the motherfucking mustache on RuPaul. He's giving you like a Groucho Marx or like a damn Adolf Hitler.
It literally, hold on, let me get
till the point. Okay, I'm not done talking yet. You will speak when I'm.
And I could stop it. So, but anyway, so yeah, so that's funny. This next one.
Billy was openly gay, but of course, being gay then could land you in jail, couldn't it? And the Queen Mother, fully supportive though, wasn't she?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the story, we meet them in 1979 when things were changing a lot in the United Kingdom, but he's 44 at the point, which is actually my age. I was born in 1979. And
so the reason that I'm stopping there, because I was like, bitch, you are only 44 years old.
Bitch, what?
This man is saying that he is 44 years old. All right, next. Can you imagine? He walking in heaven and be like, I know you fucking lying.
Bitch,
how this bitch get into heaven?
Bitch, I can imagine. Because I can see plenty of motherfuckers be like, bitch, I know you fucking lying. Bitch,
and I was good all this time and this hoe made it into heaven?
Oh my God. Listen, bitch, I can imagine. And I'm like, bitch, you tried it. You tried it, bitch. Right. You tried it.
But your life does not. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bruh. We gonna keep this? Nigga. I can't even reach it, bro. This is beyond embarrassing. Wait a minute. Bruh. I'm weak. Everybody
and so her problem is that she should have pinned that shit underneath the bottom.
See, listen, she ain't about that wig life. That bitch thought she was gonna be cute sitting in here on this motherfucking couch and thought she could just lay this bonnet down on her head. Baby, This fucking wig is listen, it's either cheap as shit or old as shit because there's
that wig is cheap. That wig is cheap.
I saw through it and I was like, bitch, there should be some combs on that motherfucker on the front, on the side, or the back. And bitch, the way she's wearing it, baby, you know damn well you're supposed to tie that thing down or pin it in somewhere. Bitch, listen, you got what you deserve. And I have seen this 42,000 times. And bitch, she got exactly what the fuck she needed. Right. No, bro, you was wrong.
Right.
I'm gonna go buy me a gun. And I'm gonna come back here and set this motherfucker off. I'm gonna go buy me a gun.
Your cat was drinking water long enough for me to notice after 2 minutes, and then I realized he ate a hot chip. So I thought this would be your dog, or your cat. You got some chips sitting around because, you know, she always be in the shit.
Baby, listen, so she is always into shit, but I will say this. I've never given her table food. And so she doesn't even have it. So we have come to the understanding because when I sit down and I go to eat, whether I'm at the table or if it's sitting in my spot, I'm like, girl, you already know what this is. Don't get fucked up. Because if you come up in here and you try to put your face up it, don't get fucked up. Because, you know, we're already having issues about her being in the kitchen window at times, which is starting to annoy me. But, you know, I'm going to work through that because there's some sunlight here.
All right, a couple more.
I'm trying to make sure I end up with a man who want me.
That's right.
Who like me.
That's right.
Who want to love me.
That's
who want to be married to me.
Hello.
And all of me.
Hello.
Because I cannot compete with he. Preach.
I love this guy.
Oh, respectfully, of course. You talking about the guy in the middle?
No, I'm talking about the dude that was in the video.
Oh, he all right. But that young man.
No, I'm not talking about whether he's sexy or not. I'm just saying he's funny.
Okay, but that young man right there, respectfully.
Oh, that one in the middle, yes. Oh, yeah, I would ruin him.
Baby,
yes.
Every time he comes on that screen, I'd be like, oh, there he is. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Hey.
Lola says, my cat doesn't really like people food, and I'm so thankful.
But Lola, listen, I don't know whether Clark likes it or not, but baby, we ain't even going to try that. So,
So this is our good Brista Dominique.
Baby, you know how small a me gotta be to completely dismantle your world, to eradicate an ecosystem, to decimate. You know how small it's gotta be to decimate your mind? Baby, I can't wait to read this book. I can't wait to read this book. My God. Mama said her world collapsed. Do you know how?
Okay, I'm ready. Put it in, I said. And he replied, it is already in. My world collapsed. She was talking about the first time she had sex with Justin Timberlake. Britney Spears was talking about the first time she had sex with Justin Timberlake.
But the funny thing is, I'm hoping that she said her world collapsed, and the next sentence was, he was so large that I just couldn't get myself together. I'm hoping.
I feel like if it is, then this is the best marketing scheme ever because people are reading this book just so they can talk about. And listen, I'm not. I mean, maybe we are a little bit penis shaming, but the people are buying this book. And they released that excerpt because everybody is assuming that she's saying that his penis is so small that she didn't even feel it.
Well, Eccentric is saying that she was talking about having an abortion. I'm not sure if this is that as the excerpt from that right there, or if it has to do with his penis. But it's sad on either side,
right?
Because you know. While this is certainly your body, and I feel that you need to have a choice over your own body and what you have going on. But I also feel like, baby, that's kind of sad that if that's what she was talking about, I meaning that man's penis. But I mean, yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, okay. Well, I see what you're saying, but we'll see. Somebody have to tell me because there's no way that I'm buying that book. So.
Oh, I'm not buying the book, but I will.
I'm sure we'll get the full excerpt soon.
And then, right, it's Justin Timberlake. Fuck up. Yeah, because
exactly, Deviant. So this was funny to me.
When we get to that point with her, and you know, then it's always going to circle back to Janet. Like he's forever going to be attached to Janet in a negative.
Always
way,
in a negative way, of course.
Right.
So you want me to sign these papers to stay away from your son? And if I sign these papers, you would give me £2 million. How dare you? Who do you think I am? I love your son. I need a moment. I have never been so disgusted by anything in my life. And I want you to know that I'm not signing these papers because I do not love your son. No, I'm signing these papers because I cannot be in a family where they think that I can be bought. Oh, and my initials here as well. Okay, no problem. And here I am so hurt by this situation. I really loved your son. Is it going to be an immediate transfer or will it take a couple of days? So you want me?
Because, baby, the way that I would be like,
we can talk on Instagram every now and then, but
exactly, cash on the barrel. Listen, there are what? It's 9 million people on this planet. Half of them, for her, are of the opposite sex, and probably at least 50% of them are heterosexual or heterosexual enough to fuck me. I'm sure I can find somebody else, especially now that I got £2 million in my bank account.
She better go. Listen, like Grace said to me the other day, we were talking about somebody. She was like, Guan.
Right. So this is the last one.
Remember, wine is just grape juice with a yeast infection. Until we meet again.
You're welcome.
So wait a minute. What about, where's the other one? The one.
Oh, there's plenty of them. What?
No, the one that we talked about for the show.
Oh shit, I forgot all about that one. I mean, there's a lot going on in life.
Oh, but I just laughed. I was like, "Yeah, it's a lot. Like, I get it, girl. I get it.
Go ahead. So tell your first story, and then Well,
I mean, listen. First of all, I just want to go ahead and go back to this wine. It's grape juice with a yeast infection. I kind of feel like I'm for it. Like, like I'm agreeing with it, and I feel like in a court of law it might stand up. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, please stop.
Listen, my lemon drop is already kicked in, so I'm in a good space right now. Like
it's all good.
I'm in it, and as
my lemon drop to dropping.
Listen, and as my other YouTube friend said, Nubiology, like I am vibrating on another level, baby. Listen, I'm getting ready to vibrate the shit out of this when this night is over. But in any event, let us go.
No, I found it. I found it. So hold on.
Okay. Now, listen, y'all. These are only for jokes.
Right.
But this was hilarious.
Hold on. One more time. That is some Oscar-worthy shit.
That was like a whole 6-minute death scene. And bitch, it was so funny to me because I was sitting there thinking like, this is some horrible acting. Like, he is really doing this thing where he's like, and then I was like, wait, no, he's actually in slow motion. I was like, oh, bitch.
Yes.
This is,
I enjoyed it.
It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So anyway, listen, ladies and gents, let's get into some of these stories that we found for this week. So Victoria's Secret, and as I used to call them, Miss Victoria's Secretions, Victoria's Secret ditches their prioritizing wokeness over sexiness after they've had a sales drop. So the lingerie chain Victoria's Secret is reportedly ditching its woke feminist makeover of recent years as it hasn't translated into business success. Now, since the brand decided to move away from its hypersexualized image, as businessofashion.com described in a recent article, Victoria's Secret has seen a revenue drop. As such, it looked to revamp itself and bring back sexiness. Now, the outlet noted in a piece that was also published by editorial partner CNN on Tuesday. Kathleen Chen reported that the brand's efforts to promote inclusivity, which included making LGBTQ pro women's soccer player and outspoken leftist Megan Rapinoe, as well as a transgender woman brand spokesmodels, and getting rid of its famous Angels supermodels, gained favorable reviews from online critics, but never translated into sales. Now, according to the numbers, the lingerie brand's projected revenue for 2023 is $6.2 billion, which is 5% lower than it was last year, and even lower than that in 2020 when the brand's revenue was $7.5 billion. Now, the drop in Victoria's Secret sales has also followed the company's move to make its board of directors mostly female as well. Now, in 2021, Rapinoe called out what the brand had been before the revamp, claiming it had sent out a really harmful message that was patriarchal, sexist, viewing not just what it meant to be sexy, but what the clothes were trying to accomplish through a male lens and through what men desired. And as she said, and it was very much marketed towards younger women, this is what, again, the U.S. women's soccer coach added at that time. Now, in the fashion outlet, Chen noted that the lingerie company's attempt to stop the financial drain body positivity marketing was caused to bring back its runway show format. Excuse me. Just that lemon drop. And they wanted to blend the sexiness that the brand had become famous for with some of its more inclusive initiatives. So now Victoria's Secret and Pink brand ambassador Greg Eunice summed up this new direction for the company, reportedly telling investors sexiness can be inclusive. He explained that sexiness can celebrate the diverse experiences of our customers, and that's what we're focused on. So Chief Martin Waters also reportedly admitted that the inclusivity initiatives were not profitable for the company, stating despite everyone's best endeavors, it's not been enough to carry the day. So according to Business of Fashion, the company's new goal is to improve profitability and cross back over $7 billion annual sales to meet this objective. The brand plans to roll out activewear and swimwear, update its existing stores, and open up 400 new ones outside the U.S. Listen, God bless you and good luck with that, Victoria.
That's bullshit, right? Because what she's had to say, what Megan Rapinoe or whatever her name is had to say was accurate. Okay, so I get that, but that was what that market was targeting, and you never really made any effort to target a market who was responding to those other things. You just said to these same men, mostly, who were tuning in for Victoria's Secret, or this sort of your market segment was expecting this, and you said we're going to do this, but you never targeted these new people. You targeted the same people. So the men who came to see half-naked women and the women who bought that to appeal to men were an audience. I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. If you're going to expand that, but then did you target or market to this other market specifically? Because if you're not going to target that market, then just saying your stuff is more inclusive, but not include those more initiatives to those more inclusive people. And then we also have to be clear on the source of this article. this is from Fox Business News. So all of this about wokeness and whatnot, they didn't say anything about that. They said that some of these initiatives did not translate into profitability or as much profitability, because I still think 6 point whatever is very profitable. I just can't believe people are buying that much underwear, but sure. Okay, sure. Whatever.
But see, here's the thing. I feel like Victoria's Secret, like a lot of these other stores that are out here for women, are through the lens of some of the men.
Of course.
Every time I have a conversation with women about the practicality of Victoria's Secrets, about their lingerie and their underwear, most of the women I know, they're like, that shit is just cute to put on for a minute and then that shit comes off. That shit ain't comfortable. It's not, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's not practical. It doesn't, it's not doing any of that. It's just cute to look at, and that's all that it is. And so
you can buy similar shit on Amazon. So why would I pay this much money for a bra and panties, again, that has limited utility?
Right.
And okay, so you're gonna buy this cute bra and panties because your man like it or whatever, and you pay like $250 for this shit when you can find something similar for like $45 on Amazon.
Listen, and it ain't even got to be that. Most
men are simple.
Yeah, I was gonna say most men are very, very simple. Listen,
gay, straight, or otherwise, men are simple. If you walked in, your man is likely to be turned on by you walking in the room butt ass naked as you spending any money on lingerie.
Fucking lingerie. And baby, listen, if you ain't even here's what you already have. You have in your closet, in your linen closet, you have these things called towels and also sheets. Baby, when you come out that bathroom, you wrapped up in that towel and you all clean and fresh and smelling good. You think your man ain't gonna want to smack that ass a little bit and bury his face in all these acids and curves and body? Girl, go on with that shit. You don't need no damn drawers for that. All you need to have is easy accessibility. So save yourself a few coins.
Right. And, women, maybe are into that, but men just want to be like, all of these layers and snaps and shit between me and the prize is a lot. So yeah, I mean, they may be turned on by the visual a little bit, but I guarantee you, if you walked in the room butt naked, he's like, oh, I don't have to.
Right. He ain't gotta do nothing. He's like, everything's it's free access. It's easy access. That's what we do. Right. That's all most women want. Most men want easy access to whatever they staking a claim on.
Why the fuck you think I go to the powerhouse? Because it's easy access. I ain't gotta have no conversation about nothing. Everybody know what they there for. You ain't in the back room to meet your next husband.
That's true. And Devon brought up a very good point, saying he's glad Rihanna snatched their spot, Team Savage Fenty. So listen,
I still think Savage Fenty shit is basic as hell.
Well, so here's the thing with Savage Fenty. For the men, because I don't know anything about the women's side, as far as I haven't tried on anything on the women's side, but the men's stuff, it's actually pretty comfortable. Like it's actually
comfortable, yes. Yeah. But it's not super expensive, but it's more expensive than you can get it for comparable stuff. And so there's no reason why I would go buy anything off of Savage Fenty versus getting the same shit from someplace else.
Oh yeah, and the thing with Savage Fenty, as far as I'm concerned, you either catch that shit when it's on sale, or if you want to spend, if you're that much of an avid fan, if you join the VIP club, you get more stuff that way. So I mean, it's
that's like boy math, where it's like, oh, if you join this club and you spend enough money, then you get a $10 discount. Meanwhile, you spent $1,000 to get a $10 discount.
No, the way her club is set up, you're spending like $49.99 a month, and you get to choose. You get credits, and you get to go buy items that are going to cost you 1 or 2 credits or whatever that is. But the thing is, they also have these when they have their.
I heard you deviate. It's like a reward.
Right. But when you go to buy when you go to buy your stuff and use the credits, sometimes you get 2 items for the price of 1 on that credit, or they have sets. So what you would have gotten is, you've gotten your money's worth out of that $50 that you spent in a month if you purchase, let's say, 1 or 2 sets.
But you gotta spend $49.99 a month
if you are in that VIP club. Yes, you
understand that you're now forcing yourself to spend $50 a month that you didn't necessarily need to spend.
That is correct. However, I don't know about everybody else, we always need some draws. and saying that we wear them all the time.
I don't really wear drawers very much, so I found a couple of those cute. I don't think I've ever shown them to you, but these cute mesh drawers with a little pouch in the front that pulls everything forward and keeps me from sitting on my balls, and also are very sexy and puts the package right there in your face. Perfect. But
yeah,
listen, I've also never just been like a label whore, so I'm not like pressed to like, oh, I'm wearing Savage Fenty, or I'm wearing House of Darion. Not that even exists anymore, but I don't buy stuff because someone famous name is attached to it.
So I will say that, at least for me, some of the things that I've thought of for the men I've been able to find them on her site. So
sure.
It is what it is.
And people spend money on whatever it is that they think is important to them. So, I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying I would not do that. And so that's fine. Everybody likes a certain something. So.
Oh, yeah. So, but laughing at Bougie talking about them sales plus credits equals I got draws and titty holders. You know what? I love Bougie. I really do. I swear to God. I love Bougie. I will kill somebody dead about Bougie. But anyway, so my next story from Shaka Khan. We reported about this earlier, that she had been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, she's finally joining the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. With these powerhouse pipes that are a raw force of nature, Shaka Khan was born to wail. So it's hard to imagine that she wasn't the first choice to be the female voice of Rufus when the influential interracial funk band made its self-titled debut 50 years ago. Mm-hmm. Now, and she said, and I quote, "When I started with Rufus, Paulette McWilliams had quit. She decided to quit and go solo in the business." This is what she was saying of her sister in the Chicago music scene. That's what she was calling her. But in a serendipitous twist, McWilliams recommended Khan as her replacement. And Shaka said, "This is my chance because I really wanted to play with that band. I'd seen them a lot and they'd seen me. So I happily joined the group really quick." Now, 5 decades later, after going from the fierce front woman of Rufus on such hits as Sweet Thing and Once You Get Started to filling her solo destiny with the 1978 anthem, I'm Every Woman, Shaka Khan will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at Brooklyn's Barclays Center on November the 3rd. Now, she's been nominated 7 times before, 4 times with Rufus and 3 times as a solo artist in the performer category. And her Musical Excellence Award is overdue recognition for the Queen of Funk. But as one of the most important and influential, important and impactful R&B divas of her generation, Shaka, who's 70, is keeping it all in perspective. She says, "I don't live for prizes or trophies." She said, "That's not why I do what I do. I do what I do because I have to, she said, because I have to, you know what I'm saying? God gave me this gift to use. It's not a competition." So she won her 5th of 10 Grammys for her biggest solo hit, I Feel For You, in 1985. But she wasn't feeling rapper Melly Mel repeating her name throughout the song. She said, "I didn't like that by any means." She said, "Maybe you could say it just once, please." But listen, that Shaka Khan.
Thank you, Nichelle. I hope Auntie stays off the yak during the acceptance speaks. I really do hope that she has somebody that's like, "Okay, girl, you can get as fucked up as you want to."
But wait, if you go back to her verses, her and Stephanie,
a mess.
Baby, thank God for Stephanie Mills, because she was trying
to help her out.
Way together to help you out. She was trying, but baby, hot fucking mess.
Yes, God.
Where I was like cringing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but thank you, Stephanie, for trying to hold out.
Yes.
So listen, we've been seeing these pictures about our good old Little Mermaid, Miss Halle Bailey's. Well, according to Uprocks, since people began speculating about Haley and DDG in January 22, they've been open about their relationship. Now, in August, Bailey told Essence she was for sure in love with DDG, noting that she'd been a fan of his for years. That November, DDG just gushed about the Little Mermaid star in a way that incidentally foreshadowed rumors swirling around the couple almost exactly 1 year later. He says, yeah, I'm married. And that's what he said on the Breakfast Club. He said, "Nah, I ain't really married, but you know what I mean." he said he added that he eventually wanted to marry Bailey. And then, well, did it happen?
No.
On Tuesday, October 18th, Glamour UK named Bailey as its Woman of the Year awards. 2023 Gen Z Game Changer honoree. Now, according to Popbase, the accompanying cover story initially misattributed a pull quote to Bailey that actually belonged to fellow cover star Leanne Pinnock. The quote reads, "Being a mom, being newly married, there's the positive side of it, but also the negative. I want to show that although things might look perfect from the exterior, that's not always the case." Now, Bailey's profile no longer includes the aforementioned quote on the Glamour UK website, but it remains with Leanne's profile. It should also be noted that that Glamour has not addressed the alleged mishap. And for now, there's not been explicit confirmation that Bailey and DDG are married or that they're parents, though rumors have been swirling around whether Bailey is pregnant since last August, or since at least August, rather. So, and the last picture I've seen of her, baby, Miss Halle Bailey looks like she probably wears a 0, maybe a 2 at the most. I saw her last in a picture of her wearing like a layers of sweatpants and sweatshirt with a big bag, and everything was conveniently covering
Yes.
front midsection of her. Now, you are a grown woman. You have days where you feel good, you feel bad, you do whatever. So you are able to wear whatever you want to wear. But baby, everything that I've seen of her since after The Little Mermaid has been released, she's been wearing some very non-fitted clothing. That's all I'm going to say. There's a question in the audience. Yes, sir.
My problem, I have nothing, I don't know anything about this young man, DDG.
Listen, he is definitely not someone that I would recommend her to be with, because I've heard from so many different sources on social media that he's such an asshole.
And there's that. But even if he was a perfect gentleman, we are not yet at a point of parity, even for famous and potentially rich young women, where right at the beginning of your career, did she already have a career as Halle and Chloe and whatnot? But this Little Mermaid shit is the jumping off point to, $20 million, $40 million movies starring Halle Bailey.
Right.
And to get pregnant and be in this relationship and have a young child or children to take care of at such a young age, I get that, everybody wants to be in love, but I'm just like, girl, just wear a condom or be on birth control for, until you make some money, and then you can do whatever. Because having kids is, in some ways, is kind of like going to grad school. Like, when you get your bachelor's degree, right? And, it's the opposite. So like, if you don't get your master's degree right away, you'll never go back and get it. Because like, once you have kids, all that other shit get in the way, and then trying to get back to all of that, you start making other choices. And listen, it's her life, and she is welcome to make all them fucking choices all the fuck she wants. And so if she wants to get married, I'm just saying that, for young people, men and women, I was like, girl, you got your whole fucking life. People is living to 80, 90 years old now. My mother was 20 when she got married, but 20 years old in 1969 versus 20 years old now is entirely different. She had a child by the time she was 22. That was me. And she had another child by the time she was 25. She had 2 children by 25, but 2 children by the age of 25 in 1974 is different than having 2 kids by the age of 25 in 2023.
Yeah.
And people just mature differently now, and you got your whole life ahead of you, and it's like, have you even figured out who the fuck you are yet? And this goes for men and women, so I'm not doing this sort of a patriarchal thing. I'm just saying, for people that just want to be so bunned up and married, it's like, girl, you got your whole life ahead of you. You haven't really figured out who the fuck you want to be yet, and now you're sort of figuring that out with a man. And then I'm also so annoyed by Negroes, particularly, who say I'm married. You know, our barber does that. Keep talking about he married. I was like, you're not married to that woman. And black people do that all the time. And I was like, you know, you say you're married, but you're not. And so if something happens to you, you know where that I'm thinking of. Remember that young kid, the little Latino kid, the little Mexican kid who was real famous for a moment on TikTok and did all of the videos with his father? And he kept talking about, that's my wife. The father, they were like a Christian sort of family or whatever, but they did all of these really funny videos. And the kid was like a natural star. This kid was definitely and may still be a star. But then the father got cancer and died. And come to find out, he wasn't actually married to that woman. So now all of that shit that they're going through all of this foolishness because people kept saying, and they kept saying, oh, we're married, we're married, we're married. But actually, they're not married. And so now trying to get burial insurance, trying to get all that, because TikTok is cute, but she ain't exactly making nobody a multimillionaire. So marriage is like a serious thing. So don't say you're married unless you're willing to go through with the whole thing. That's just my thing.
Baby, listen, listen, and she has Color Purple coming up in December as well. Remember?
Yes.
So she's starring in that. She's playing Nettie, and side note, she's playing young Nettie, and Sierra's playing older Nettie.
And okay, and then who is Taraji's playing? Suge Avery.
Suge Avery.
Okay, and who's playing Sophia?
Sophia is Danielle. I can't think of her last
Danielle name. Brooks. Blah blah blah.
She's playing Miss.
Okay.
So and
you know, so like now, all right. So now you got this whole press junket that you're supposed to be doing, but now you're pregnant and now you can't go. And so that's what I'm saying. You know, we're in a position now for people, not just women, but people, that we can choose when to get pregnant. To some extent. So I'm like, girl, you fucking up your bag.
I feel like she's going to try to do that thing where for the October, November time, she's going to try to drop this baby. And then come December 1, she's going to be out there trying to, you know, do all the press junkets and everything else for the Color Purple. And it's like, baby, you need to lay down. You need to sit down after a minute. So
pregnancy is a lot. You have just pushed a whole human out of your body, and then now you're trying to, you know, hop back up. And don't believe these lies when these women, these rich women tell you it's like, yeah, all I did was exercise. Yeah, you exercise by walking your ass to the plastic surgeon who got your ass back together.
Baby, you better take notes from your mentor, because with Miss Beyonce, after she had Miss Blue Ivy, she tried to do that damn show at the Bellagio. She said, I'll never do that shit again. She tried to get herself together in 3 months. She said, I will never do that again. And even with the twins, when she had them and she started, you know, the rehearsing for the
Beychella.
Yeah, Beychella. She was like, she was angry as shit. She was
in that video, she was like, if she could have quit, she would have.
She was like, I'm hungry. I ain't had nothing to eat. She's like, I ain't. Now, she was happy that she got back on that side. But, baby, listen, she sacrificed a lot. And that was 3 months for her. 3 months on the Bellagio side and on the
it was like 6 or 7 months. I thought it was a little longer for that.
Well, for the Bellagio, it was like 3 months.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But like for Coachella, it was like it was a longer time. But still, you know, you push out twins, so that's twice.
Baby, listen, and Miss B is she's never a small girl. Like, first of all,
I mean, she got childbearing hips, so I'm sure she pushed it out, but that don't make it but so easy.
Baby, listen, all I'm saying is, you know, by the time we saw her body was looking absolutely amazing. But look what she was doing. She was practicing beforehand. She's doing the show every single night.
But I mean, no shade, but if you look at her body now, even like it's Renaissance, her body does not look and this is not a criticism. This is just an observation. Her body does not look the same. She is not as thin as she was before she started having children. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not shading that at all. I'm just saying that Beyonce was already rich, so she's fine. But I'm saying, Halle, you ain't Beyonce yet. So maybe you should hold off until you secured the bag And it ain't all about money. It's about life security and other things. And if that's not super important to you, then that's fine. But if this career is important to you, then, you know, and this just goes for everybody, you know, if your career or whatever it is that you're choosing to do is important to you, then make those decisions and don't just be like, this dude got some good dick, and so I need to have his baby.
Listen, Miss Taraji
talking. You know, Crazy One's got good dick, and if he's DDG is as crazy as Devon and other people said, he obviously got some good dick.
And listen, Taraji talked about that, you know, for her, like when she did the whole Benjamin Buttons thing, she only got paid $70,000 for her part in Benjamin Buttons for that movie.
Right.
She said the problem
is,
didn't
she win get an Oscar nomination for that?
I think she got an Oscar nomination for that. But the problem was, she said, listen, she said it's $70,000. She said you got to take taxes out of that. Then you also have to pay all your people that helped you to get to where you are. And then on top of that, she said, my son was in private school. She said, so I had to pay his $13,000, $14,000 worth of tuition. She said, so after I paid all that shit off, she said, I had nothing. She said, I was back to square one. And she said, you also have to account for the time that you are in between scripts, or you are in the process of making a movie and you still need to support yourself. She said, so she said, it was hard. She said, I was working out. So that was one of the, besides TLC talking about how they could file bankruptcy, those were two of the most realist moments I heard people talk about just being in the industry and doing stuff. And I was like, Jesus Christ. But hey, this is where we are.
I mean, that was the same shit with like Monique. You know, we understood Monique because, you know, she was like, y'all ain't paying me but so much, and y'all aren't covering like my flight to Cannes Film Festival to do all of this shit, and you expect me to just do this. And you know, so, you know, and like this whole writer's strike, you know, people think because you on TV that you making a cute little bit of change, and maybe you are for that moment. Okay, so so you got a check for $120,000, but once they take taxes out of that, if you don't get another job the rest of the year, you've really only made about 60. Because once they take all your taxes out and, you know, all your other shit. So anyway, so let's get to this last story because it's 9:30 and these red beans and rice is called my name.
Oh, okay. So it's about a red bean and rice. It's not about.
It's about a red bean and rice. It is about. It is about simpatico. It is about simpatico. It is about family. It is about us time. It is about, you know, you're welcome to come over and have some of these red beans and rice.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and read this story, y'all, because Dominion wants to get to his red beans and rice. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this story, y'all.
Thanks.
After 100.
Great. I can hit this red button right now and just nip this shit in the bud.
So after 155 years.
Wait a minute, Michelle said so much for quality time.
After 155 years, a high school in South Carolina elects its first Black homecoming queen. Charleston, South Carolina's Porter God High School, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, just elected its first Black homecoming queen, and it only took them 155 years to do it. Senior Amber Wilson DeBriano made history as the school's first Black student to wear the crown when her classmates elected her this fall. Now, on homecoming night, I took so many pictures with young Black children, and I want them to look at me and believe this is something that is attainable for them, which is what she told to News 2 Charleston. She said, it feels like finally I can give them some sort of dream and help them, even if I get to just stand here and wear a crown. It means so much more than just being the queen. My win is not just for me, it's for all of the younger kids. And Wilson DeBriano is a pretty exceptional representative of the Porter God student body. In addition to holding a 4.66 GPA, her plate is full with extracurricular activities. She's the co-president of the school's Chinese club, as well as the co-founder and president of the art club. And if that wasn't enough, Wilson DeBriano and 5 of her classmates co-founded the school's Black Excellence Society, a club she says was intended to provide a safe space for the Porter God's Black students to come together. There are less than 10 Black people in my senior class, she told USA Today. She said, when we have our meetings, every Black student in the school can fit in one classroom. Now, after graduation, Wilson DeBriano plans to major in painting at the Savannah College of Art and Design. She says she hopes to write and illustrate books for children after college. Amber's mother, Monique Wilson DeBriano, says that while she's proud of her daughter's historic accomplishment, she's not surprised by her election. She said Amber's classmates elected her not because she is Black, but because they genuinely love her. That's what she told WGME Channel 13. Listen, what I'm getting ready to say to Amber Wilson Debriano is, girl, congratulations. Hold on to this memory. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself remember this. Never forget it. Keep it alive. And baby, keep putting that thing right on the top of your resume. Yes, I was the first Black homecoming queen at my high school. Girl, live in your moment. Live in your truth, girl. Enjoy this moment. Bitch, it was amazing. You will forever go down in history. Just like that young man over there with his hand up. He's the first. He is a founder. He is on the motherfucking charter at his college. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Come on.
Strive to be someone who has a 4.66 GPA. Strive to be someone who is as fluent in a second language to be co-president of the Chinese club, and strive to be the co-founder and president of the art club. Don't strive to be the first Black homecoming queen. I mean, just that bar feels so low that they're looking up to her because she's the first Black homecoming queen. That just feels so low to me. That just feels so superficial and vacuous to me. Again, this woman is, I am not saying she's not an awesome person, because, bitch, she speaks Chinese, which, you know, I feel like, you know, most of us could probably be a little bit passable if we had to go to Spain and maybe Italy. We'd be all right. But bitch, I am in awe of someone who learns learns Chinese or a language that is so out of where we speak, because it's not like a part of the Romance language family and all of that. But to be like, I look up to you because you were the first Black homecoming queen. I'm like,
Yama, wa ulu.
girl, bitch, you just said all of the Chinese that you just know.
But do you know what it is?
That doesn't matter.
You know what it is. You know what I just said, bitch. Bitch, listen. That's all I know. But I can get around. Listen.
Ni hao.
I can get something to eat.
Well, good for you. All right, let me show this beautiful bean footage. Well, all righty then. That has been fun. I hope you're feeling a little better. Listen, I, of all people, totally understand how it feels to, you know, feel the weight of the world on your shoulder and feel like it's a lot going on in your life. So I hope this time was helpful for you to feel a little better in your life. You got the therapy that you needed.
Absolutely. I've said it before, but this is very cathartic, because I think between the two of us, we've had moments where it's like, bitch, I can't get through this show. And when you get in the show, you're like, bitch, all right, I'm good. I get myself together. And then you're like, bitch, I'm great. Like, I'm good. I'm glad I did it. Because we, you know, the daily shit, the shit that just pops up when it pops up, like we all have that. And so today was just one of them days, and you know, it was just a lot. And I definitely feel like I may not be available tomorrow for work. That's just what I'm feeling right now. So we'll see how we go.
It is what it is. And you know, listen,
you know, that's how I'm feeling.
You may feel a tingle in the back of your throat, and that's that.
So we shall see. But right now, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Well, hallelujah.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we'll say thank y'all for coming out. God bless you and good night. Mwah, mwah, mwah.